A 2001 Toyota Corolla just rolled into my shop with 487,000 miles on the original engine. No rebuild, no major repairs, just one method almost no American driver knows about. While standard American oil changes are slowly destroying engines from the inside, Japanese mechanics follow a precise 10-step protocol. We are counting them all down. And step number 1 is the real reason an engine like this survives 500,000 miles. Most mechanics won't tell you this because it costs them business. Subscribe so you stop paying for damage that should never happen in the first place. Step 10. Gentle brake and drive. After an oil change, the engine faces its most vulnerable moment. For the first 20 to 30 miles, the new oil film is still settling, coating every bearing, cam lobe, and valve stem. During this window, microscopic wear can spike if the engine is pushed too hard, too soon. That is why the rule is simple. Keep engine speed under 2,500 revolutions per minute and avoid hard acceleration, towing, or climbing steep hills. Just smooth, steady driving. Japanese service manuals sometimes recommend up to 100 miles of gentle use, but research and real-world experience show that the most critical protection forms within those first 20 to 30 miles. This period allows the clean oil to build a strong, even film, shielding metal surfaces from early scuffing. By following this routine after every oil change, the engine avoids compounding wear, preserving longevity. It is not just about taking it easy. It is a precise, repeatable habit that quietly extends the life of every engine, mile after mile. Step 9. Only use the right, full synthetic oil. This is where most engines get sabotaged, right at the parts store shelf. If you want your engine to outlive your neighbors, run full synthetic oil, not blends, not high-mileage formulas, unless your engine is already leaking, and definitely not bargain bin stuff. Japanese mechanics have followed this rule for decades, and it is a big reason their engines reach 300,000, 400,000, even 500,000 miles without rebuilds. Always match the exact viscosity listed in your owner's manual. For most Toyotas and Hondas built after the late 90s, that means 0W20 or 5W30 full synthetic. Brands like Mobil 1, Castrol Edge, Pennzoil Platinum, or Toyota's own synthetic are all solid picks. Do not pick a generic jug that just says synthetic blend or high mileage if your seals are not leaking. Those oils are designed for worn-out engines, not engines you are trying to keep healthy. Full synthetic holds its viscosity better under heat and does not shear down as fast, which means your bearings and cams stay protected even on long highway runs or in stop-and-go traffic. The Japanese service manuals are crystal clear. Stick to full synthetic, stick to the right SAE grade, and do not get cute with off-label oil. This is non-negotiable if you want your engine to see numbers like 487,000 miles. Get this right, and you are already ahead of 90% of drivers and most quick-lube shops. Step 8. Keep intervals short. Never go past 5,000 miles. Here is the deal. Every mile you stretch past that 5,000 mark is like rolling dice with your engine's health. I do not care what the oil jug says about 10,000 miles or what your dealership tries to sell you on so-called extended intervals. That is marketing, not mechanics. Japanese service manuals and every high-mileage Toyota or Honda I have ever torn down all point to the same rule. Change your oil every 5,000 miles, no exceptions. Mr. Miller, the guy with the 487,000-mile Corolla, logged every single change at 4,500 miles like clockwork. That is not a coincidence. That is discipline. And it is why his engine is still running strong. Here is why it matters. The longer you run oil, the more wear metals and sludge build up. Lab tests and real-world teardowns show a clear spike in iron and lead once you push past 5,000 miles, even with synthetic. You might save a few bucks skipping a change, but you are just setting yourself up for big repair bills down the road. Timing chains, bearings, oil pumps, all of it. Replacing an engine costs thousands. An oil change costs a fraction of that. Think of it as cheap insurance you control. Stick to 5,000-mile intervals, log every change, and you will outlast the guys chasing those long life gimmicks every time. Step 7. Exact. Refill volume, no guesswork, no overfill. Here is where most people mess up, even at the dealer. You can do every fancy step in the book, but if you just dump oil in until it looks good on the dipstick, you are rolling the dice with your engine. Japanese mechanics do not eyeball it, they measure. For a 2001 Toyota Corolla with the 1.8-liter engine, that is 3.9 liters. Not 4, not 3.5. That number comes straight from the service manual. Overfilling can whip the oil into foam, leaving your bearings high and dry. Underfilling, now you have a thin oil film and metal scraping metal. Both are engine killers over time. Here is the move. Pour in about 80% of the listed capacity. Let it settle for a minute, then top up in small amounts until the oil sits right at the middle of the dipstick safe zone. Do not chase the very top mark. The midpoint is the sweet spot for pressure and protection. This is how you get consistent oil pressure, no aeration, and no surprises down the road. It is a small detail, but it is one that engines running past 400,000 miles all have in common. Step 6. Pressure safe first start. This is where most engines take a beating, and almost nobody talks about it. The first start after an oil change is when your bearings and camshafts are most exposed. Even with fresh oil, if you just fire it up and rev away, there is a moment when metal is rubbing metal before pressure builds, and that is called dry run abrasion. Japanese dealer technicians have used a simple fix since the 80s. Turn the ignition key to crank the engine, but do not let it fire. Just crank for 10 seconds. That spins the oil pump, pushes oil through the filter, and builds pressure everywhere it is needed with almost zero load. After that, let the engine idle for a full 3 minutes. No revving, no blipping the throttle. This lets the new oil coat every surface and brings the pressure up to normal. That is how you avoid that silent, invisible wear that chews up engines over time. If you pre-filled your filter, you are already ahead. But this 10-second crank and 3-minute idle is the move Japanese mechanics swear by. Do it every time, and you will see the difference in how your engine sounds, runs, and lasts. Step 5. Pre-filled filter advantage. Here is where you get a real edge over every quick lube shop in town. Most places slap on a dry oil filter, screw it down, and call it good. But for the first few seconds after you start the engine, that filter is bone dry inside, and your bearings and cams are waiting for pressure that just is not there yet. That is how you rack up invisible wear, even with fresh oil. The Japanese method fixes this with one simple habit. Pre-fill your new filter with 60 to 70% of the same oil you are about to pour into the engine, not full to the brim. You want just enough so it will not spill as you thread it on. This trick means oil is ready to flow the instant you turn the key, cutting those dry seconds down to almost nothing. Before you install, run a thin bead of oil around the filter's rubber gasket. That helps the seal seat perfectly and makes it easy to remove next time. Every Toyota and Honda service manual from the last 30 years mentions this step, And it is why engines built and serviced this way last so long. Get this habit down, and you are protecting your engine at its most vulnerable moment, right when it matters most. Step 4. Double drain technique. This is where most shops cut corners, but this is the move that pulls hidden sludge out of your engine. After the first hot drain, close the plug, let the engine idle for about 30 seconds, then shut it off and go right back under for a second drain. That is when you will see it, a half quart of oil that is much darker than the first batch. This is not just leftover oil, it is the gunk that clings to the top of the head and the galleries, the stuff that turns into sludge if you leave it behind. Japanese mechanics have done this for decades because they know the second pour is where the real contaminants live. Do not wait half an hour or let the engine cool off, because if you do, the oil thickens and traps even more junk inside. The double drain is your secret weapon against the slow buildup that kills engines before their time. Step 3. Hot drain and optional pre-flush. Here's where you separate yourself from every quick lube joint in town. You want the engine hot, not just warm to the touch, but run for a solid 10 to 15 minutes. That gets the oil thin, so it grabs every bit of sludge and metal dust hiding inside. When you pull the plug, you'll see the difference. Hot oil pours out fast and dark, pulling out the junk that cold oil leaves behind. Want to go even further? Some Japanese shops do a quick pre-flush. Pour in a single quart of cheap oil or a light flush agent, let it idle for 5 minutes, then drain again. That rinse grabs even more grit, especially on high-mileage cars. I've seen a 140,000-mile Camry get a second life just from this step alone. The goal is simple. Get every last contaminant out before you pour in fresh oil. That's how you set your engine up for the long haul. Every one of these steps matters, but the real magic is not in any single trick. It is in the way they all work together every single time, without skipping. Engines do not make it to 500,000 miles because of luck or some miracle oil. They get there because the owner treats every oil change like it matters, start to finish. That is what separates the cars that limp to 150,000 miles from the ones still purring at 400,000 miles and beyond. The 2001 Corolla we have talked about is living proof. The difference is discipline. When you stack up these habits, each one cuts a little bit of wear, and over years, that adds up to a huge advantage. It is not about being perfect, it is about being consistent. If you want your engine to last, you do not just follow the steps, you make them your routine. That is the real secret. Right now, dealership shortcuts are sending engines to the junkyard every day. But you've got the tools and the method to beat that, starting with your next oil change. Real engine longevity isn't luck, it's discipline. Drop your mileage and habits in the comments, and don't miss the next maintenance secret.